identity is complex. It's made up of many aspects and is different from everyone. We all many identities based on where we are from and where we live, who we have relationship with, especially within our family and our family rules, our gender, what we do with our time such as our career or hobbies, and what is important to us like our value and religion. For Syrians, many of these foundations of their identity changed or were destroyed due to the civil war in their country. Becoming a refugee in another country disrupted relationships, rules, and tied to their homeland. Under these circumstances, Syrian identity becomes especially important. This video draw on finding from a community-based participatory project where Syrian civil war survivors reflected on their own identity as they left Syria and resettled in Canada. Noor is compassed character based on the findings of this project. Her story shows the real experiences of some Syrians who had to redefine their sense of self. Noor is 15 years old Syrian girl living in Damascus. When the war started, her high school closed, and so her identity as students, which was very important to her, disappeared. As the war progressed, Noor fled Damascus with her family for safety in another country next to Syria. She had always been proud to be Syrian, but here it seemed to make her unwelcome. Residents of the new country treated her differently because she was of a different ethnic background, and these experiences of discriminations challenged the way she felt about herself as a Syrian. She also spoke Arabic instead of the local language and felt excluded because of her language identity. In time, Noor and her family were resettled in Canada, and once again her identity shifted. She wanted to fit in by learning Canadian culture, but also did not want to give up her Syrian culture or traditions. She felt that at time these two ethnic identities were in conflict. Was she Syrian or Canadian or both? Her parents worried that she would abandon her Syrian identity entirely. Noor's identity within her family also changed in Canada as rules and responsibilities changed due to the new pressure and expectations. Both of Noor's parents had to work in Canada to provide for their family, and so Noor was now responsible for caring of her younger siblings. Cooking and cleaning, her roles shifted from sister to caregiver while also holding the roles of students. At her new high school, Noor was one of only students in her class who wore a hijab. She felt that her Muslim identity separated her from other students, and they excluded her because of this feeling discrimination based on of these traits that was most valuable to her caused confusion and made her question who she was. Also, Noor had to navigate many questions and difficulties related to her identity. She was also able to redefine who she was based on her experiences. Noor found that creating a sense of belonging to in the local Syrian community as well as in Canada and setting goals for her future became new and important aspects of her identity. At the time, other aspects did not change. Noor's Syrian value and tradition continue to be closely connected to who she was. Noor found a role model within the Syrian community and started attending a Syrian cultural program. The strength she drew from her community gave her more confidence in her high school classes. In Canada, Noor also found that it was helpful to share her personal and cultural identity with others, celebration and events where she could freely share her Syrian identity while also learning about Canadian culture created an ideal opportunity to celebrate who she was and how others viewed her. Identity is different for everyone and can change based on the circumstances we face. Noor's story demonstrates what identity means for some Syrians, how their identity has changed, and ways it can be rebuilt in Canada.